So yesterday we have completed the face of Shrinathji. So the face is almost completed. Now in today's class, we are trying to complete the malas. We're going to place these jewelries inside. We're going to place the vaga of Bhagwan and this pedestal at the bottom. But at first we will start with the basic shape of the mukut, right? So for that you need a rounder, you need a scale and a pencil. Keep an eraser with you in case if we have to
अभी
erase
मेरा
something.
प्रकार तुमने लिया था ना राउंडर.
Please keep yourself in a mute mode, all of you. It's a humble request. Yeah. Now, all of you, please observe this. We're going to place the scale. Let me just zoom it in. Yes. Now, we must connect this point which is slightly above the. Yeah. Check again. This was the main point, which is the middle of the face, mostly the center here. Uske upar humne 1 centimeter we have taken and we have marked a point here. Okay. So place your 0 at this point and you need to connect this point with the intersecting point of the grid. Now I'm telling you the number of this intersecting point, which is the first, second, and the third intersecting point from the upper left corner. Avoid the sides. This is the side, okay, side of the canvas. Avoid the side. Take the third intersecting point from the left, upper left corner, mark a dot there, and place your scale in a way that we connect these two dots by drawing a slant line. Okay, this way you must connect these two dots by drawing a slant line. This is the first dot, which is slightly above the center. 1 centimeter ऊपर हमने एक dot किया था. And this is the third intersecting point from the left, upper left corner, right? Avoid the sides. This is the side. ये नहीं लेना आपको. The third intersecting point. You may refer to the reference image if you're confused which point is to be taken.
So I have a question. See, I'm not sure if it's just me, but then on the video that we're seeing right now, the slanting line which you drew, right? It's going toward the right.
No, it's
but when
going
I said
towards. You might have you might be getting this mirror image. You just need to check your settings and change the mirror image to normal video. Is it happening to other students?
No.
No, it's this is the left hand side.
Yeah,
This is left hand side. Yeah. So
Okay.
please check. Yeah. Please check.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You need to go to the settings and change your mirror view to a normal view. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So now we are going to place the scale here at this point. We are going to place the scale at this point and we're going to mark 3 centimeter on the slant line. 3 centimeter on the slant line. Okay.
So, Karan, when you say left hand side, it is your left, right?
Yeah, it's my left. This is my left.
Okay, not the Murthi's left.
No, you're confusing me. This is
Okay.
my left. This is my left. Okay.
So that is the left hand. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
Now we are supposed to take 4 centimeter in our rounder. Take 4 centimeter in the rounder. Consider 4 centimeter, mark using the scale. Place your rounder exactly on this point which you just marked. Okay, and draw an arc like this. Okay, you don't have to draw the full circle. The arc can end somewhere over here, right? And then another arc you must draw from this point. You must place your rounder here and mark 6 centimeter. This is 6 centimeter and draw another arc like this. These two arcs will help you form this particular shape. Okay, I'm repeating myself. All of you, please observe if you have missed out anything. I'm placing my rounder exactly at this point and I'm measuring 6 centimeter. This is my 6 centimeter and I'm marking an arc like this in a way that I connect these two lines. One is this vertical line, one is this horizontal line. Okay. Then we have marked 3 centimeter from this point We have marked 3 centimeter and we've taken the center. This is our center. Place your rounder there and mark 4 centimeter in total. This is your 4 centimeter. And draw, I would say, another arc in a way that it forms this shape. Okay.
हाय करण
Yes.
दिस राइट वन जो श्रीनाथ जी के फेस पे राइट साइड पे जो है
राइट साइड पे क्या है?
ये जो 6 सेंटीमीटर वाला जो कर्व है, हाँ
Yeah,
दैट वन।
this one.
हाँ हाँ
No, this was not supposed to draw just now. This I told you to draw yesterday. You can place the flowers here. You can. Yeah. So the question was this arc. Why this arc is drawn, right? So we have placed this arc in a way that we are leaving some distance and following the same arc of the turban, and we are going to place 3 to 4 flowers by leaving certain distance. You can draw just basic oval shape, 3 to 4, according to your requirement. Okay. This is how this arc is used. Now this arc is slightly different. Okay, this is 6 centimeter drawn from this point. This is 6 centimeter drawn from this point, and this is 4 centimeter drawn from this point. Now you have to take 6 centimeter again in your rounder. Take 6 centimeter in total. Okay, place it again at the same point and draw another arc, which is going to be slightly bigger than the previous one. And you will draw another arc, which will look somewhat like this. So basically, we are in the process of defining the shape, which is mostly concentric, but it is not a full circle. It's going to be divided with this arc.
Hi, Karan. I have a question. The 6 centimeter one above the Bhagavan, mine went a little bit above the one of the square because
That's
yours
fine.
was is inside the square, right? So
It's okay.
that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it is symmetrical, that's fine. Yes. Now we are going to reverse these curves to form the shape. So observe this very carefully, all of you. See, this is the curve going towards in, right, towards the center. But now we are going to reverse it to form the shape. Again, reverse the shape like this. Okay, I'm repeating it on the other side. Reverse the curve and connect it with the main arc that is drawn at the bottom like this. Here you must make it a little sharp. So this is the shape. Again, it's okay if your shape is going out of the arc, that is totally fine. Let it go beyond the curve that you've drawn. And then this is basically the shape. Okay. We are not adding the inside details as of now. We just want the outer shape. That is enough for now. We will add the details later. So this was all about the mukut. Yes. Now, once this mukut is drawn, we are going to mark the lines for the malas. Okay. So please check this. Now, in the same manner, we're going to mark some dots on the vertical line, which is your line of symmetry. Right? So we're going to place our scale at 0. 0 will lie on the chin. 0 will lie on the chin. Or you can just take 1 centimeter. See, this distance seems to be 1 centimeter around from the chin to the horizontal line, right? That is nearly 1 centimeter or 1.2, 1.3. Whatever it is, just leave it. Mark a dot at the horizontal line. Okay, place your scale on the horizontal line just below the chin line. Place your scale at the horizontal line, which is just below the chin line. Mark 1 centimeter downwards, 1 centimeter downwards. Yes. After that, you can leave half a centimeter and mark a dot. So total, it will be from the top, it is 1.5. First, you have taken 1. The second dot is 1.5 from the top. The third point can be at 3 centimeter. The third point can be at 3 centimeter. You can again place your scale on the horizontal line. Just below it, there is another horizontal line just below it. Place your 0 on the horizontal line and mark 1.5 downwards. I'm repeating myself. I shifted the scale from this horizontal line to just below, there is another horizontal line. I'm placing my 0 on the horizontal line and marking 1.5 downwards. Okay.
Can you repeat the measurements once again, like from the top? Yeah.
I will repeat it once we are done till the end. I will repeat everything again. Okay. Now, from this particular box, you can take the center. So total it is, okay, fine. Forget about the center. You can mark it 3.5 from here. From this point, mark 3.5 and mark 4.5. This is just for the shapes, these basic shapes that we're drawing. Okay. So from the 0, you have first marked at 1.5. Now the second point is 3.5 and then 4.5. Again, shift your scale to the next horizontal line just below it. Mark 1.5. Mark 3. Mark 4.5. 5.5. 6.5. I'm repeating everything from the top. Please recheck and confirm if it is correct. I have placed my scale on the first horizontal line just below the chin, and I've started marking downwards 1 centimeter, 1.5, 3 centimeter. Then I shifted my scale to the next horizontal line just below it. Markings are 1.5, 3.5, 4.5. Shifted my scale again to the next horizontal line. The markings are 1.5, 3 centimeter, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. 6.5 will nearly touch the next horizontal line, and that is fine. Okay. Yeah, is there any questions so far?
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yeah.
This is off the topic, but yesterday's class I missed it. So I wanted the lines that you have marked. Where can I find it? Because if I'm opening that video, yesterday's video is not. It is not able to open.
You will be able to open now because there's a playback, there's an error. I mean, the video can be watched for a limited period of time. I researched about it on Google. So there's a limited period of time that you can watch the video. And as the file is too heavy, it's say around 2 to 3 GB tutorial video. Hence, it is taking more time. But that will not happen after this class because you have a whole week time and not a lot of students will open at a time, right? So you will be able to watch the video now. Right. Although I am trying to figure out the solution of that issue, but after this class, it won't be the big issue. If that is happening, you can wait for 1 hour, 2 hour, wait for some time, and then try to reopen it. If the video is processing, then you have to open it after some time because these are very heavy files. As you are looking for HD videos, these are very heavy files. 3 GB, 4 GB, 5 GB per video.
So when
Hence,
I
it is
try to
taking.
now, right, it is the same error.
Yeah, same error. It's coming, sir.
Try to open it after maybe Tuesday or Monday. You try to open it. If that is happening again, we'll try to figure out a solution. I'm looking into the solutions. Okay. Don't worry. You won't
So
be.
by the time, can you please tell me the measurements where I have to draw the lines? If you can
No,
just,
for now, if you have missed the yesterday's class, you can just observe today's session. Otherwise, it will take a lot of time to complete the
You have
task. Right?
shared yesterday another WhatsApp video, right? Currency can refer that.
Yeah, I have shared one tutorial video.
Yeah.
can somebody mark that video in the chat?
Sure.
I will do that. I will do that once the class ends.
Okay.
Let's skip this discussion. Otherwise, we won't be able to finish it.
Karan,
Sorry,
one question. Logically, I am thinking. See, if you, means our square is as per your square measurement, it is means we can do like this. Means by 1.5 centimeter like that. But suppose if change in the square measurement, then how can we refer this one?
See, if the reference image is, the ratio of the reference image is different, as I mentioned in the first video when we drew the grid, if the reference image, the ratio is different, for example, you're dealing with a square image, right? And then the final box which you're drawing will become a square, 1:1 ratio, right? But here it is more like 4:3 ratio, hence the rectangle is formed in this particular way. So according to the reference image, your size of the box, or you will say the shape of the box, will change. Right.
Okay. Is it
So
possible for you to give the reference image with grid? So
yeah,
that if
it's possible.
measurement change,
It's
because if
possible.
measurement light slightly change, we don't want to miss the no correction of
Yeah.
the symmetrical. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Although I have already shared the images now. So if you observe this line drawing, see this is the line drawing which I think I've already shared. So the grid lines are there. If you see the vertical and horizontal lines, these are the grid lines, and accordingly you can place the subject. Although a slight changes are fine, but you have to use this as a reference image because we don't have an image which is already painted in a way that we have a reference that way, because this was my this, you can say, an original work, because the reference and the the size and everything is planned by us. So hence you can use this image. This will be helpful. Okay.
Sure. You already shared it in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah. Yes, it
Okay,
is there.
fine.
It's
Thanks.
there. Okay. So now it's time to place the mala, this curve for the mala, right? And for that, I'm giving you the measurements. Observe. All of you, please observe this carefully. Now we are placing the scale on the vertical lines which are placed just besides the symmetrical line. This is your symmetrical line, the center line, which is dividing the subject into two equal halves. You have to place your scale just beside it. The zero will fall on this vertical line on both the sides, right? Now, check this out. You have to measure 2 centimeter. Let me go a little close. Your zero is here, okay? Towards the left, you have to measure 2 centimeter. This is your 2 centimeter. Okay, we are not marking from the center line, which is your symmetrical line, but just beside it, there is another line, which is your grid line. Measure 2 centimeter towards the left, and in the same manner, place your zero here and measure 2 centimeter towards the right. Okay. I'm repeating myself again. We're placing the zero here on the vertical line, which is not the symmetrical line, but the grid line. And we're marking 2 centimeter towards the left, and the same thing we must repeat on the right hand side, 2 centimeter towards the right. Now shift to the next horizontal line. Place your scale in a way that you're marking 2.5 centimeter. Instead of 2, we are taking 2.5 here because the curve is slightly different. Hence, we are taking 2.5. You have to take the measurement both the sides. Mark 2.5 on the other side. This is 2.5. This distance is 2.5. Okay, in the same manner, this distance is 2.5. Just below it, there is another horizontal line where we are marking again 2 centimeter. The same format we must follow, 2 centimeter from the vertical grid line towards the left and towards the right from this point. These markings I'm giving you in order to, draw the symmetrical mala. We don't want to place a random shape. Hence, we are marking these points. Now, the next point is going to be on the vertical grid line. You have to place the zero over here. From this horizontal line, you have to mark 1.5 upwards. Mark 1.5 upwards on this vertical line. Because the curve is going to fall on the vertical line now. It was on the horizontal line till here, but then it's going to fall on the vertical line, so we must mark here. In the same manner, you can repeat 1.5 on the other side on the vertical line. Okay. Here, this point, which is the extreme below or bottom point of the mala, the first curve, it's nothing but nearly 1 centimeter, or say, 1 centimeter you can take from the horizontal line. This is your horizontal line. Take 1 centimeter downwards. I'm
Hello,
repeating
Karan,
the
sorry,
whole.
Karan, sorry. Can you show that 1.5 centimeter wala again?
Yeah, here. This is the point. We're taking 1.5 towards up. ऊपर की साइड आपको 1.5 सेंटीमीटर लेना है. जैसे आपने इस पॉइंट से यहाँ पे 2 लिया, उस साइड से यहाँ से just take 1.5 towards up. Okay, from this horizontal line on the vertical line, take 1.5. I'm repeating the whole thing again from the top, just recheck. From this point, we are considering the vertical line just besides the main symmetrical line. We are taking 2 centimeter towards the left, and in the same manner 2 centimeter towards the right. Okay, from the vertical line. The second marking is 2.5 centimeter. Third one is 2 centimeter. And the fourth one is on the vertical line 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter on the vertical line. The last point where both the curves are going to merge is 1 centimeter from the horizontal line. Right? So now you've got multiple dots which you need to connect like the same manner you've done in the face. You just need to connect these dots by a very smooth curve. Do not go for a dark line drawing. Go for a very light line. Try to maintain the curve and connect these dots to form a beautiful curve. Try to maintain the symmetricity both the side. Go for small strokes. Connect them to form the curve. At the end, you don't have to go for a very sharp pointed edge. It's not required. You may make it a little curvy. थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होगा तो चलेगा, but just make it a little curvy rather than a sharp ending, right? Like this. So this is the main shape of the mala. Now this is the inside curve of the mala. We have to draw the exact same curve by leaving 2 centimeter distance. We are supposed to draw the exact same curve again, right? So yeah, from the top, आप ले सकते हैं say around 1.7, 1.8 आप ले सकते हैं. The reason is that as the curve goes up towards the ear, वो थोड़ा सा उसको narrow down होगा, right? So here you can take 1.7 around. 2 centimeter is also fine, but it would be better if we take 1.7 around, right? Both the sides you can take 1.7. I'm talking about the thickness of the mala. So consider this as your 0. And towards the left, you take 1.7 to 2 centimeter and mark a dot, right? Just below it, take 2 centimeter as your thickness towards the left and mark a dot. Repeat the same thing again, 2 centimeter in total and mark a dot.
Sir,
Repeat
would
the
you
same
please
thing.
sorry, would you please repeat from the above?
I will do that every single time. Don't worry about the measurements. I will do that every single time. I'll repeat myself. Once the whole curve is done, I will repeat myself. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
So I'm repeating. Yeah. Just observe. This is 1.7 to 2 centimeter, the thickness of the mala. This is 2 centimeter. This is again 2 centimeter. And here, as we are falling on the vertical line, we can take about 2 centimeter or 2.5 we can take as the length of the shape is going to be increased. So take 2.5 on the vertical line towards down, 1.5 each. Sorry, 2.5 each. This is 2.5. Okay, this distance is 2.5. Mark a dot there. Take 2 centimeter again, 2 centimeter again, and mark a dot and connect. Now repeat the same curve which you have followed for, the inside curve of the mala. Follow the same process. Try to connect these markings and try to form the exact same curve and connect.
So
Is
the
there anyone who missed any of the markings? Please let me know. Yes.
yeah. So
Can
the
you please
distance
repeat
has got
the
to be 1.7 centimeter or 2 centimeter.
So
Either.
it's up to you. See, यहाँ पे why we are taking 1.7? Because if the mala is narrowing down towards the neck, it will
Okay,
look a little better.
got
Right?
it.
That's why we've taken 1.7. Otherwise, 2 centimeter is also fine.
Fine.
Yes, somebody has a question. Please go ahead.
So I want to know, Karan, I want to know what is the distance from ear and this line?
The ear and this line.
Yeah. Is there any difference?
No, that is not given, but the distance from the chin line to the horizontal line is 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. Yeah. Although it's not required to draw any of this, that is not needed.
Can you please repeat the markings once again? 1.7?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll repeat it from the top. Check. See, from this point, this is 1.7. You can take 2 centimeter also, nothing wrong. 1.7 to 2 centimeter, whatever you're taking on one side, repeat it on the other side as well. So 1.7 or 2, then 2 centimeter, again 2 centimeter, 2.5 centimeter on the vertical line, again 2 centimeter, and repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay. So this is your mala. Now in the markings which you have given in this particular shape of the mala, we are going to divide it again in two parts. One is going to be bigger than the other, right? So observe this. It's very important. So if you observe the reference image, there are two, malas placed. One is with the petals and one is at the back, which is more with the flowers, right? So we are going to divide it because one mala is overlapping the other. So we are going to divide this whole shape into two parts. One is going to be bigger than the other. So I'm going to give you the markings. Nearly 0.7 centimeter will be the thickness of this smaller portion, 0.7 centimeter around. As this is 2 centimeter, we cannot take 1 centimeter because otherwise it will be equally divided, right? Which we don't want. We want one bigger than the other. Hence, we are taking 0.7 centimeter for the smaller section and we're taking 1.3 for the bigger section, right? So this time I'm not going to mark overall. It can be more of a freehand drawing. Place your, hold your pencil away from the tip, right? And try to follow the same curve by leaving 0. You may mark once or twice for 0.7 and then repeat the same curve. आपको same curve वापस से ही repeat करना है by leaving 0.7 distance, right? And automatically the other part will become 1.3. Okay, like this. Try to maintain the curve. It shouldn't be thick and thin somewhere. Maintain the curve. Uniform thickness is required. This will check your observational and freehand drawing skills. If you have taken 1.7 thickness here, then the curve can go slightly thinner. This thin curve can go slightly thinner. Okay. Yeah, so mostly the mala is done. Now I'm going to give you a little homework. Observe this. Yes, any questions so far?
Hey, I have a question. So when we come to the second mala, so mine looks a little bit wider when I go with 2 centimeters on both sides.
Check with try to check with the grid lines. No, are you having this distance between the grid line and the mala?
Yeah, I do have the distance, but the bottom one, is it 2 centimeters from the second mala or 2 centimeters from the grid?
No, this is the thickness of the mala is 2 centimeter in total.
From the grid, right?
No, not from the grid.
From the mala. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where
Okay, now the homework is that you're supposed to place the petals by yourself, and I'm going to tell you how you're supposed to do that. See, we are going to utilize the thicker section of the mala and we're going to place some petals which are connected in a way that they're forming a beautiful shape. So for that, we are supposed to take 2 centimeter randomly. You don't need to mark every single time. Take 2 centimeter randomly and draw this shape, which is more like a droplet shape. See, if this is your mala, right? So you're supposed to mark at 2 centimeter. Imagine this is your 2 centimeter thickness. Just draw this droplet shape in a way that it fits in the bigger section like this. Okay, repeat the same thing, mark 2 centimeter and place the droplet shape, which is more like a petal, like this, and connect, right? Like this. Try to maintain this width and the height. Height is nearly 2 centimeter. You may vary. If you wish to take a bigger size, you may go for 2.5. That is nothing wrong. But try to maintain it overall. And then just connect these shapes to draw the, right? You don't have to draw anything in this space. Leave it as it is. I'm going to do a few petals here. Just observe. Yeah, so from the top you start, you add one petal, mark 2 centimeter, then draw another shape like this. Again, mark 2 centimeter, draw the shape. Like this way, you're supposed to complete the whole mala. Over here at the bottom section, there is one big rose, right, which is going to be overlapped here. So you may leave, say, around 2.5 centimeter in total, 2.5 to 3 centimeter in total. This flower can be placed here at the bottom, right, which we will consider later because we are supposed to place the feet also. So यहाँ तक आपको दोनों साइड से petals add करने हैं. That is your homework. Okay. Yeah. Now we are supposed to place the pedestal at the bottom. Okay. We have time, so let us complete the pedestal and the inside shapes of the small malas which are coming inside. So first of all, observe this. This is important. All of you, please observe this. So the pedestal on which Shrinathji is standing is more of an oval shape, right? This is an oval shape. There are two concentric ovals, right? So first of all, I'm going to tell you the center of these two ovals. So place your scale vertically on the symmetrical line, and mark at 3.5 centimeter. 3.5 centimeter from the top, from the horizontal line. Mark 3.5 centimeter. That will come slightly below the mala, which is nothing but your center. Okay. From that point, draw one horizontal line, very thin, very light horizontal line you may draw from this point. It should be parallel to the other horizontal lines. Okay. Now I'm going to give you these markings. This is the extreme point of the smaller oval, and these are the two extreme points of the smaller oval on the vertical line. This is on the horizontal line. So just check out these markings. So the two extreme points of the smaller oval is 10 centimeter in total. So 5 centimeters both the sides. This is 10 centimeter in total. So 5 centimeters both the sides. You may mark 2 points like this, both the sides. 5 centimeters both the sides. Total 10 centimeter. Okay. Later you may place your scale vertically. I will repeat myself. Don't worry. I'll repeat myself. You may place your scale vertically. You may mark from the 0, you may mark 2.5 to 2.7. 2.5 to 2.7 you may take. 2.7 is better. थोड़ा सा आपको space ज़्यादा मिलेगा. 2.7 centimeter towards down. And in the same manner, you can take 2.7 towards up. So 2.7 and 2.7 in total. So total it will be, 2.7 both the sides, up and down. And total it will be 5.4 or 5.5 around. Okay, I'll repeat myself again. Please observe if you have missed out anything. First of all, we have marked this point, which is at the center. And from the horizontal grid line, it is 3.5 centimeter. We have marked a point from the horizontal grid line, 3.5 centimeter. Mark a dot. Place your scale horizontally and mark 5 centimeter both the sides on this horizontal line. 5 centimeters both the sides. Total, this is 10 centimeter. Place your scale vertically. 0 should fall exactly on the center, and take 2.7 centimeter towards down and 2.7 centimeter towards up. Total will be nearly 5.5 centimeter. Okay. So this is your 4 points which I gave you, these 2 points and these 2 extreme vertical points, these 2 extreme horizontal points, right? Now you must connect these dots. For example, this is my markings. Okay, I need to connect these points in a way that I form a beautiful curve, which is more like a symmetrical curve. जो curve आप यहाँ पे draw कर रहे हैं, try to repeat the same curve on the other side. Okay, rotate your canvas if you're not really comfortable with the movement of your hand. Rotate your canvas, but try to maintain the symmetricity of that shape, which is more of an oval. Erase and redo. If there is some mistake, erase and redo. So basically, this is the shape that we're looking for. So 4 points we've got, right? We need to connect these 4 points. It will be overlapping the mala. So it's okay if you do not want to overlap this section. It's fine. You may draw here very light, and the portion which is not overlapped can be drawn a little darker. Somebody has to mute. There is a background noise. Like this. Okay. So basically, this is the shape. This is the oval on which the Shrinathji Bhagwan is standing, right? So the feet, both the feet are going to be placed here.
I have a
Now,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
So on the bottom of the last mala, there is one circle, right? So
This circle?
No, the one that's below that. Yeah,
This
that's
is an oval, right?
okay. Oval. So how long or wide should that be?
This is 3 centimeter.
Is
This
it?
total is 3 centimeter. Yeah.
Thanks.
It can vary. See, when you're placing the petals, this applies for all of you. Please pay attention. When you're placing these petals 2 centimeter each, right? We don't know where it's going to end. If you're taking 2.5 centimeter, it might end exactly here. If you're taking 2 centimeter, it might end somewhere before it, right? So accordingly, you can change the size of this rose. This rose is to settle both the sides and balance both the sides whenever you are drawing the petals, right? So don't worry if you have to make some changes. It's not like if sir has given 3 centimeters, so we cannot go for 3.2, 3.4, 3.5. No, it's not like that. You may make changes according to the requirement of the canvas, right? Now we're going to draw the bigger oval, which is going to help you place the petals outside, which is going to be very light. So you can mark 2.5 centimeter on the vertical line, 2.5 centimeter in total from this smaller oval. Take 2.5 centimeter towards down. These are the 2 extreme points. The vertical grid lines are the 2 extreme points for the bigger oval, right? Now, in the same manner you followed the curve for the mala, the same manner you have to follow the curve for the oval. Try to maintain the thickness of the oval and then just draw the same curve. It has to be really very light, otherwise, because this line is just to guide you. We're going to add the petals in this shape. Okay, so this is barely required just to guide you. So here, if you have taken 2.5 centimeter, in the same manner, you can take 2.5 centimeter from this smaller portion of the small oval towards up, right here. But that is not required as of now because this much you can do with free hand.
What is the difference between these 2 lines here?
Which these 2 lines?
Yeah, no, from here.
Just a
from
second.
the side here. First.
Here, this.
Yeah.
See, here the distance doesn't matter because you are exactly falling on the vertical grid line. Okay. Although the distance is 2.5 only. Okay. This is 2.5 only.
Fine.
Yeah. Now I'm going to give you the outer line for the feet. Once you complete both the ovals, we're going to give you the outer line for both the feet. See, if you are lagging behind, if the work is going slow, if you wish to have more time, there's one suggestion. You go for right hand side line work and leave the left hand side for, later. You can complete the left hand side because anyways it's a symmetrical part of the subject that we're dealing with, right? So one side you can draw in the class and the other side you can leave and complete it after the class by watching the video. Yeah. So now I'm going to give you the measurement for the feet, both the feet. So you have to place, you already have the center line, right? This is your center line. Horizontal and vertical is the symmetrical line. So place your scale in a way that you mark 1 centimeter in total and 0.5 centimeter both the sides. Okay, on the center, this intersecting point of the center, place your scale in a way that you're getting 0.5 centimeter both the sides and 1 centimeter in total. Okay, mark 2 dots. Place your scale exactly on the intersecting point, the center point of this oval, and mark 4 centimeters both the sides. This is nothing but the extreme point of the feet. So 4 centimeter from the center, both the sides. I will repeat myself. If you have missed out anything, don't worry. From the center, 2 centimeter towards down, mark a point on the vertical symmetrical line, the center line, which is your symmetrical line, 2 centimeter towards down from the center. Okay, you may draw another very thin, fine horizontal line, not vertical, horizontal line. And place your scale in a way that you're getting 1.5 both the sides. That is your extreme point for the toe, where your thumb is going to be placed. So 1.5 both the sides, 3 centimeter in total. I'm repeating myself from the top. Observe. If you have missed out anything, just check. From the center, this is your center of the oval. Place your scale here. Measure 0.5 centimeter both the sides on the horizontal line. Place your scale again on 0. Measure 4 centimeters both the sides from the center. 4 centimeters both the sides from the center. Place your scale here again at 0, which is the intersecting point of the center. And towards down, you have to measure 2 centimeter on the symmetrical line. Place your scale there and draw another horizontal line which is parallel to other horizontal lines. Very light. Place your scale here at this point and measure 1.5 both the sides. Total it is 3 centimeter. Okay, any questions now? Good. Now we are going to draw the basic outline of the feet, both the feet. This is not going to be the final shape, just the outer line of the feet. So check. From this point, we are going to draw one slant line, very light. From this point where the vertical line and the mala is intersecting, the vertical line and the mala is intersecting, from that point, connect with this point. Try to maintain a curve, a random freehand curve, and extend this point, connect it with the mala. Okay. Now, if you do not want to extend this, you may increase the size of this rose, this oval. That is also possible. I'm repeating the same thing on the left-hand side of the feet. Observe. From this point, we are connecting these two dots by drawing a slant line, very light. From this vertical point where the mala is intersecting, the extreme point where the mala is intersecting with the vertical line, connect it with this extreme point. Draw a curve, which is more like the oval that you've drawn. Leave certain distance and draw an oval. That same curve for the which you've drawn for the oval and connect. Now extend this point and try to merge it with the mala. If you do not want to extend it, you can increase the size of the oval and make the rose a little bigger. Is there any questions now? Please go ahead. Okay, good. Now for the shape of the feet, I'm going to tell you how you're supposed to draw the shape. Observe. This is basically the shape that we've drawn for the feet. We are first of all going to divide the space into 5 parts according to the size of the fingers. This is just to guide you, right? Nothing is permanent here. Now, these lines which I'm drawing, these are going to be permanent. So I've drawn the shape here. Now for the fingers, it's okay if you're going slightly beyond the marked lines, right? The outer shape that you marked, it's okay if you're going it out of it. Second, as you go towards the smallest finger, the size of the thickness of the space will reduce, right? It's not a compulsion that you have to follow that shape. अगर आपको कुछ गड़बड़ लग रही है, you may change it. You may decrease or increase the size of the finger according to the requirement, right? You may place the nails. Right, this is how we can place. Here there is an ornament, so maybe you can go for 2 curves which can go and overlap the feet like this. Now let us draw the same shape on the canvas. Observe. First of all, this is your space, so we are going to divide the space into multiple sections according to the size of the finger. I'm going to give you the random measurement for the fingers. The thumb is going to be thicker than the fingers this way. So the thickness of the thumb is nearly 1 centimeter. And as you go towards the finger, the first is 0.7, second is 0.5, and the rest of it is going to be decreased that way. The thumb thickness of the thumb is 1 centimeter, 0.7, then you can take 0.5, 0.5 again, and then 0.3 maybe, right? Now observe that how you're supposed to draw the curves. I'm drawing it with the marker so that you can observe the permanent lines. If you have practiced this element before, it will be helpful. This is the shape. Then start with the thumb, then go to the next finger, which is more like a arc first, circular shape, and then extend a line. Repeat the same thing. It's not a compulsion that you have to go for the same line, right? You may change it. थोड़ा सा आप अपने हिसाब से change कर सकते हैं. Like this. And then the last finger, which is comparatively, and then you can place the nails. Very light lines are required for now. Later, you may add the details. Okay, this is how you're supposed to draw the feet. The same thing you must repeat on the other side. And then there are 2 ornaments over here, which is more like 2 curves, like this. So this is how you must complete both the feet. Take your time, no need to rush, because this is again an important part of the subject. So thoda time lage to koi tension nahi hai. Just practice once or twice on a rough paper. इस टाइप से 1-2 practice कर लीजिए आप. Okay. Now we are going to shift. It's okay if you wish to do it just now. If you wish to take a few practices before it, it's fine. You can do it later. Now I'm going to give you the measurement for these petals, which are going to come in between these 2 ovals. So basically the thickness of the petal is nearly 2 centimeter total thickness is nearly 2 centimeter, you may go for 1.5 and 1.7 around, right? But 2 centimeter is a random measurement. So this is how you're supposed to place the petals. It can overlap on each other, or it can be placed side by side. Try to maintain the balance on both the sides. Balance as in, if you are considering the size of one petal on one side, just try to maintain it on the other side as well. Refer to the reference image if you are confused what should be the orientation, what should be the direction of the shape. Like this. It's okay if your petal is going slightly beyond the marked lines, that is totally fine. These lines are just to guide you. It's not forcing you to, place everything inside it. Orientation or the direction of the petal will make a huge difference. If here you're placing the petals towards, like exactly right angle towards right, here you cannot place it towards up. Okay, otherwise it will look weird. So try to maintain the direction. Balancing is quite an important aspect when you're dealing with these kind of elements. If you're going for one side quite heavier and one side is light in weight in terms of the size of the petals, in terms of the number of the petals, then it will look very different. Okay, so if you're taking say around 9 petals one side, try to maintain the number on the other side as well. Then it will look quite balanced. Okay. So this was all about the pedestal, both the feet, and also the mala is completed. Now a very little portion of the inside mala can be done, because after this class you have enough time to complete this. So just I'm taking 10 more minutes and then we are done. Is there any question so far? Please let me know. Oh wow, that's nice. Okay. So now there are some, shapes which are added inside these two malas. So first of all, this is the center of both the circles that you've drawn for the year. There are two big circles. These are the centers. Now we are supposed to connect these centers in a way that we form another shape, which is nothing but a mala only, but slightly different shape. And these markings we've given in the beginning, right? So the first curve is exactly falling on the horizontal line, and the second curve is exactly falling on after 1 centimeter towards down here. Okay. Using the freehand technique and symmetrical method, you may draw another shape like this randomly. Here you may make changes, it's totally fine. In the third section, you may add one droplet shape, which is very similar to the petals that you've added. Okay, 1.5 centimeter is the total height. Repeat the same thing here on the second horizontal line and on the third horizontal line. The size of the shape is almost same, 1.5 centimeter, and even the shape is almost same. Now here we have given this marking, so here you can add one rectangular shape. Okay, the total thickness is 1 centimeter and the width can be 2 centimeter in total. You can add one circle here in this space and another circle here in this space. See, the size of the circle can change a little bit. That's totally fine. Even you can vary these sizes of the droplet shapes. These are mostly diamonds, which you can change a little bit. That's totally fine. So basically, once the placement on the symmetrical line, your shapes are placed, now you're supposed to fill in this blank space, which is mostly a very similar shape, but you have to leave certain distance. So for example, this is the vertical grid line. You need to leave 0.5 centimeter distance, okay, and try to form this U shape. You may use a scale if you wish to. Use a scale, leave 0.5 centimeter distance and draw one vertical line. Curve it down, follow the same shape. If you are good at freehand drawing, you can do it directly. This is basically your shape. See, here if you make some changes, if you add on some lines, if you remove certain lines, that will not make a huge difference. So here you're allowed to make changes as per the space that you have.
Karan, can you please repeat this? I missed it.
I will do that. Yeah. See, this is your vertical line. Okay. So we are leaving 0.5 centimeter distance and we're placing the scale vertically. You may draw one vertical line. I'll do it over here so that you can understand. Yeah. So from this point, I'm taking 0.5 centimeter towards the symmetrical line and marking a dot. Then you can draw one vertical line like this and curve it down to form this long U shape. Okay, like this. Repeat the same thing. This is a symmetrical part of the subject. So whatever distance you've taken from here, the same distance you can take on the other side. Mark a dot, draw one vertical line and curve it down to form this shape. Now this is the same shape that you're repeating, but we're leaving certain distance that is nearly 0.5 centimeter. Yeah, it can vary 0.4, 0.3, it can go, right? Because anyways, these lines are not going to be visible at the end. We're going to add a lot of dots overlapping these lines. So any of this is not going to be visible. This is just to guide you that the dots should be placed in this manner. Okay. Follow the curve like this. Now, what about this blank space? What should we do about this blank space? So it's okay if it is overlapping that shape. Yeah, somewhat like this. Now, once after this shape is done, the diamond is connected. Now we have to start from this point again. Okay, we must connect. It will be more like an overlapping shape like this. Like this. Maintain the symmetricity, both the sides. Like this. You may mark multiple times using your scale from this point. You can extend this line to this point. See, if you're confused that whether this curve is going to be similar or mirror on the other side, if you don't know, you can directly use your scale, measure the distance. For example, this is 1.5. Anywhere you can randomly place your scale, measure the distance, mark the distance, same distance on the other side, and get multiple points like the same way we did in the mala. Get multiple points, symmetrical points, and then connect these points to get the same shape. Right? If you're a total beginner and if you don't know how to draw a symmetrical shape with freehand technique, you can use the symmetrical method. Okay, nothing wrong. And don't worry if the shapes are slightly different than the reference image which I've shared. It's totally fine because later we are going to add a lot of dots on top of it. So hardly 10% of it is going to be visible. Mostly it's going to be covered with the dots. So ये जो lines आप अभी देख रहे हैं उसमें से कुछ दिखने नहीं वाला बाद में. This is just to guide you what should be the placement of the dots. Correct? Will you be able to do these lines inside? It will look somewhat like this. Once you complete it, it will look somewhat like this. Right? So once after you are done with this shape and you don't have a space here because it's very near to the main and there's barely any space left. So you can overlap again and start from this space and connect like this. Whenever you have less space in the vertical line, then shift it like this. Correct? So this much you're supposed to do as a homework, and we will start from the same stage in the next session. Any questions, any doubts about anything, please let me know.
Yeah, inside that rectangular box, how much distance it should be?
Overall, it's 0.5. Overall, in between each and every line, it's 0.5. You may change the direction of the lines. It's totally fine. For example, from here in the rectangular space, you may start like this. It's okay if it is going different than the reference image.
No, that entire rectangle should be 0.5 centimeter.
No. The rectangle is 2 centimeter in width, 2.5 or 2 centimeter in width, and the height is 1 centimeter. Okay, this is 1 centimeter, and the width can be 2.5 or 2. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so this is how we have almost completed the symmetrical part of the subject. Now in the next session, we will draw the Vaga of Bhagwan, right? And then we will start drawing the asymmetrical part of it. In the recorded videos, which I'll be sharing, there is a small error, right? Error in a way that we have placed the feet slightly above, which was not, correct. So in the next session, we corrected it. So as once the session ends, today's session ends, I will be posting the video in the group. So in the same folder, again in the group. So please watch today's class video and complete, your work. Yes, somebody was saying something. Any questions?
Yeah, I had one question. So, these malas, this thing we have to do till the outside mala, right? Or till what level?
No,
Here.
see this line, you don't have to overlap on this line. This you have to leave as it is, right? This space. You have to work only inside this space. Okay, till here. You don't have to overlap on this.
Okay, so till that we have to fill it with
let me show you the final outcome and you will understand. See, it's like this. So this is the line, this much space we have left, and this is the petals that we're placing in the bigger section. So you have to reach till here. You don't have to overlap on it. Okay.
All right. And just one more question. So do we need to create this on a tracing sheet also, like what you have?
No, you don't have to do that. I have done it because I have to go for specific measurements. Otherwise, students might struggle in the live session. So hence, I have prepared a small rough draft, which helps me in measuring and marking.
Thank you.
So the petals, vertically, it should be 2 centimeters each petal.
Yeah, the height. It can be. I'm not saying it's a compulsion. It can be 2 centimeter. It can be 2.5. If you wish to go for a bigger petal, you can go for 2.5. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I guess that is it about today's session. I hope you enjoyed the session. You have a whole week time, so please utilize this time. Watch the videos. I'm sure that this playback error will not be there. Watch the videos, complete your task, and submit it in the group. I will check. I will give my feedback, give you the markings where you can improve, and we will move ahead to the next session. Right, next weekend, Saturday, we will meet again. Okay, we end this here. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.